You're tuned to Arrow FM, your local community access radio station. The time now is 7 o'clock, time for another Hour of Blues here on the Friday Night Blues Show on a bit of a chilly night here in the Wairarapa. Been one of those miserable sort of bleak days where it never really warmed up, and looks like it's not going to warm up tonight either. We're going to get down to 0 degrees, and I think tomorrow is going to be a nice sunny day, so that's a benefit of getting a frost. Good to be back after a week away, sitting at home self-isolating because I caught COVID, and as I said last week, was confined to barracks.
Jump, jump here, jump, jump down, jump, jump, jump. Very well, then you mellow down easy. You mellow down easy. You mellow down easy when you really want to blow your top. Wiggle, wiggle here, wiggle, wiggle down. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Very well, do you mellow down easy? You mellow down easy. You mellow down easy when you really want to blow your top now. Yeah, shake, shake down, shake, shake, shake. Very well, turn your mellow down easy. Mellow down easy. Mellow down easy when you really want to blow your tongue now.
Starting off the show tonight there, Carrie Bell, a song called Mellow Down Easy, a song written by Willie Dixon and made famous originally by Little Walter. That was from an album that he made in 1991 for Blind Pig Records in the States, and the album is called Mellow Down Easy. Going to start off tonight with a couple of harmonica players. So that was number one, and number two is Kim Wilson. While I was twiddling my thumbs at home, self-isolating, I got a package from Amazon, and it included two CDs, one by Carrie Bell, the one I just played, and one by Kim Wilson, and this one was only released probably within the last 12 months. The title is The Big Tone Sessions, and here's a song written by a guy called James A. Lane, better known as the great guitar player Jimmy Rogers.
baby, so I can get next to you. Oh, you so fine, I can't get you off of my mind. Oh, you so doggone fine, fine as wine in the sun. Yeah, take me with you, baby, just one more time. Yeah, you got to play me, baby, play me. If you want to play me, baby, play me. If you got to play me, baby, play me. Just play me, baby, play me. You got to play me, baby, so I can get next to you.
A great track there by Kim Wilson. It's a guy who's been around for a long time. He was a member of the fabulous Thunderbirds that Jimmy Vaughan was in, and that band very popular in Texas, and particularly in Austin, Texas. And Kim Wilson still around, does a lot of sessions for other artists because of his ability with the harmonica. Next up we got Little Ed and the Blues Imperials.
somebody trying to tell you to laugh. But now you're drinking and you don't know a thing. You're looking for the telephone to ring. I said, mama, say you're walking up my nose. You're looking for your baby. When the hell long did you do?
A little Ed and the Blues Imperials there, and a song from an album called Rough Housing, which I think was the debut album they put out for Alligator Records. That's a band that's been around for a long time, since, if I remember correctly, the late 70s, early 80s, and performed in Chicago and was included in that 5 LP anthology of blues artists. At the time in Chicago that didn't have record contracts, and they all got to perform a few songs on those Alligator LPs. Little Ed Williams, a great slide guitarist, learnt all his tricks from his uncle, who was the legendary Chicago slide guitarist J.B. Hutto. Next up, a bit of a change of pace. We've got a song, the old classic, I think, Trouble in Mind, and this is from an album put out earlier this year by the Duke Robillard band they called it Rhythm and Blues, and on this track the guest vocalist is Michelle Wilson.
Because the sun's gonna shine in my back door someday. Trouble in mind, yes, it's true. I've almost lost my mind. You know, life ain't worthwhile living. Oh, I feel like I could die. 219 train. Ease my mind. Well, I'm gonna lay my head on that lonesome railroad aisle and let that 219 train ease my troubled mind. Troubling mind. Yes, I'm blue, but I won't be blue always, because the sun's gonna shine in my back door someday. Well, you know that sun's gonna shine. The sun's gonna shine someday.
You're tuned to Arrow FM, your local community access radio station, and you're listening to the Friday Night Blues Show with the time at 18 and a half minutes after 7 o'clock. Time for a track from a band from Canada called Downchild, from an album they released 3 or 4 years ago, and the title of the track is fairly apt for lots of reasons, including what's happening all around the world at the moment. The song's called Worried About the World.
Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Where they're dropping that bread over yonder, way over across the sea. Kinda made me wonder why they can't drop a little bread on me. Oh, everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. They're blowing up them buildings, y'all, nailing that poison babe. Right here we got some mighty good people rotting at the bottom of the tree. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. You got the sound in one hand clapping, Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. I'm so worried about the world, nobody worried about me. So worried, baby. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. I didn't need a little something. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Put my mind at ease. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Everything coming down. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Everybody worried about the world, nobody worried about me. I'm worried about the world, nobody worried about me. Don't worry about me. Everybody worried about the world.
The Canadian band Downchild there with a song called Worried About the World, and that's another band that's been around for a long time. I think that was formed either in the late 1960s or very early in the 1970s. And speaking of forming bands in the 1970s, I read in the paper during the week that George Thorogood and the Destroyers are going to have an Australasian tour later in the year, and it's their 45th anniversary tour, which means that they would have been formed in 1977, and they are going to play 2 or 3 dates in New Zealand, one of which is in Wellington, and from memory it's sometime in early October. It'd be a great show to go and see. The last time I saw him was he was the opening act for the Joe Cocker tour several years ago, and old George certainly knows how to rock.
Told me this morning go out, find a real job. I told her times are tough, baby, they're so doggone hard. She said there's one thing she don't enjoy. I said, what's that, baby? She said, I heard about you. You ain't nothing but a big town playboy. You know, I came home last night, my baby was annoyed. I said I was out with you around the rest of the boys. She said, don't pull me that, baby, 'cause there's one thing I don't enjoy. Yes, you know everything's okay until you start lying, 'cause I know you're nothing but a big town playboy. She thinks it's a joke, and then she begins to think. She says, what's he think he's doing? He knows that makes me annoyed, and I don't enjoy it. Yes, you know people are talking, and he ain't nothing but a big town playboy. She said, you run around all day, and you never come home at night. And I tell her, baby, all you ever want to do is fuss and fight now. Hey, now, baby, there's one thing I don't enjoy. But I want to have a little fun now. So don't call me a big time playboy.
That's a track from a fairly obscure LP from Rod Levy's Wild Kingdom. Ron Levy was and still is, I think he's still alive, a legendary keyboard player and has played in a whole host of bands in the States, including a stint in A Room Full of Blues, and has been in backing bands for various bluesmen on their tours, and has been a session keyboard player as well. Ron Levy got together in 1986 and got a few of his mates around, and they put that LP out. They called themselves Ron Levy's Wild Kingdom, and that was a song, Big Town Playboy, song written way back in the 1950s by Eddie Taylor, who was a long-time guitarist with Jimmy Reed. And just coincidentally, next up there is a Jimmy Reed song that has been released on an album by the Backtrack blues band called Your Baby Has Left, and a lot of originals on this album, but there's also a Jimmy Reed song called A Natural Born Lover.
Diamond ring, big fine car, and anything, but I'm a natural born lover. I'm a natural born lover. When they tell me, baby, which one of us would you rather? All those luxuries that don't mean a thing. You could get yourself a real good thing, 'cause I'm a natural born lover. I'm a natural born lover. When they tell me, baby, which one of us would you rather? Yeah. of us would do rather?
Back in 2005, the legendary rock blues trio from the 1960s, Cream, reunited for several performances. They did, I think, 3 nights in the Royal Albert Hall in London, and then did some gigs also at Madison Square Gardens, and they managed to get through that without Jack Bruce or Ginger Baker having come to blows or anything like that. They actually were quite civil to each other. The shows were very successful, and the London ones were recorded. And from the the Royal Albert Hall, here's their version of Albert King's "Born Under a Bad Sign."
I've been good to go. If it weren't for bad luck, I would not have no luck at all. Bad luck and trouble been my only friend. I've been down ever since I was 10. Born under a bad sign. I've been down since I've been good to go. If it weren't for bad luck, I would not have no luck at all. No luck. Well, and women's are not crazy. Big like a woman's gonna carry me to my grave. Under a bad sign. I've been down since I began to crawl. If it wasn't for bad luck, I would not have no luck at all. bad luck, or wouldn't that have no luck? If it weren't for real bad luck, there's no luck at all.
The Cream there, recorded live at the Royal Albert Hall in London in 2005, their version of Albert King's famous hit, the song called Born Under a Bad Sign, and I thought we'd follow that one up with another song, this one performed by Albert King, the song called Oh Pretty Woman.
Oh, pretty woman, she's the rising sun. Says all your cheap paint and powder ain't gonna help you none. 'Cause she's a pretty woman right now to the bone. So you just might as well to leave your skin alone. Pretty woman, what's the matter with you? Can't make you love me. Oh, pretty woman, what you trying to do? You kept on fooling around till I got stuck on you. So you just drop that dress and come down off the throne. Stop using my poor heart for just a stepping stone. Pretty woman, what's the matter with you? Can't make you love me. No matter what I do. Ah! Oh, pretty woman. Oh, pretty woman, that's all right for you. Now you just go on doing what you wanna do. But someday, when you think that you have got it made, you get in water deep in love, so you can't wait. Pretty woman, what's the matter with you? Can't make you love me. No matter what I do. Wow. Oh, pretty woman. Hey.
Albert King there, bringing the time to 17 minutes to 8 o'clock here on Arrow FM, your local community access radio station, and you're listening to the Friday Night Blues Show. Next up, we've got a track from an album put out in the year 2000 by Coco Taylor. The album was called A Royal Blue, and I've selected a track just because it's got an interesting title. The song's called Don't Let Me Catch You with Your Drawers Down. So don't let me catch you with your drawers down.
said I wasn't gonna tell him what goes over your back, babe, knuckle under your belly. What goes up, come back around. Don't let me catch you with your drawers down. I saw you kiss another woman over in the dark. That's when I walked away with a broken heart. Then you had the nerve to tell me that was you. It wasn't your father or your brother, your alibi won't do. You're gonna miss your good thing that you found. Don't let me catch you with your drawers down. You left me hanging with my back up against the wall. I knew that was the time for the chip to fall. Now it's time for me, baby, to make a new turn around. Don't let me catch you with your drawers down. Oh, don't let me. Don't let me. Oh, don't let me. Don't let me. Don't let me catch you with your drawers down. I know you've been sneaking. I know you've been peeping. Pick up them drawers before you get caught. I'll hit you in the head with a rolling pin. If I catch you, baby, with your drawers down again, don't let me catch you.
The great late Coco Taylor there in the song. You didn't want to be in that guy's position if old Coco found you with your drawers down. All right, next up we're going to go way back to 1948 or 49, and Big Joe Turner put out this song called Lipstick, Powder and Paint.
Lipstick, powder and paint, lipstick, powder and paint, lipstick, powder and paint. Now here's you is, here's you ain't. There goes my baby up a tree, the giggling and the wiggling the toes in me. Let me put my glasses on, and had such fun since she's been gone. Lipstick, powder and paint, lipstick, powder and paint, lipstick, powder and paint. Now here's you is, here's you ain't. Hound dog scratching fleas, looking like she's in love with me. Licks my hand everywhere I go. I wish my baby loved me so. Lipstick, powder and paint, lipstick, powder and paint, lipstick, powder and paint. Now here's you is, here's you ain't. A lipstick, powder and paint, a lipstick, powder and paint. high. Don't you sneeze or don't you cough. If you get dusty, I'll brush you off. Lipstick, powder and paint, lipstick, powder and paint, lipstick, powder and paint. The issue is, the issue ain't. What kind of love is that you make? The world starts to tremble and the building shake. Love me and hug me once again. Let the roof and the walls come tumbling in. Lipstick, powder and paint, lipstick, powder and paint, lipstick, powder and paint. The issue is, the issue ain't. Lipstick, powder and paint.
Big Joe Turner there, the great blues shouter and lipstick, powder and paint. And that actually it came out in 1956 rather than the late 40s, as I mentioned before the track. 9 minutes to 7 o'clock. Let's make that 8 o'clock. And we will have a track from 1948. And this is Muddy Waters' first big hit.
Back no more. Going back down south, child, don't you wanna go? Woman, I'm trouble. I be all good mine. Well, babe, I just can't be satisfied, and I just can't keep from crying. Well, I feel like snapping, pistol in your face. I'm gonna let some graveyard lord be her resting place. Woman, I'm trouble. I be all wood mine. Well, baby, I can't never be satisfied, and I just can't keep from crying. Baby. My doorbell rang, looking for my baby. I didn't see not a doggone thing. Woman, I was trouble. I was all wood mine. Well, honey, I could never be satisfied, and I just couldn't keep on. Well, I know my little old baby, she gonna jump and shout. That old train delayed me, Lord, and I come walking out. I be trouble, I be all wood mine. Well, honey, ain't no way to work for me to be satisfied, and I just can't keep from crying.
And Muddy Waters here, and of course I can't be satisfied. Right, time for one more, and we'll go out with a great song, The Train Kept a Rolling, Tiny Bradshaw and his orchestra.
Whoa, Batu-day.
Oh, what a girl.
Oh, Batu-day.
Oh, what a girl.
Boo-dow.
Boo-dow.
Boo-day.
Boo-day.
A Batu-day.
Oh, what a
I
girl.
off the train, I met a real dame. She was a hipster and a gone dame. She was pretty from New York City, and she trucked on down the old fair lane with a heave and a hoe, and I just couldn't let her go. So get along, sweet little woman, get along. Better be on your way, get along. Sweet little woman, get along. Better be on your way with a heave and a hoe, and I just couldn't let her go. Yes, the train kept rolling. was so fine, Jack, I couldn't let her go. Get along, sweet little woman, get along. Better be on your way, get along. Sweet little woman, get along. Better be on your way with a heave and a hoe. And I sure couldn't let her go. Yeah, the train kept rolling all night long. Oh, the train kept rolling all night long. Train kept rolling all night long. Yeah, the train kept rolling all night long. Train kept rolling all night long. And I still wouldn't let her go.
Tiny Bradshaw and his orchestra there, a song called The Train Kept a Rollin', and that was an old track that was revived in the 1960s, and lots of groups put it in their act, including the Yardbirds. Right, that was the final song for tonight, and so completes another edition of the 60s, not the 60s, the Friday Night Blues Show, which was first broadcast all over the wonderful Wairarapa on Arrow FM 92.7. Right after I've stopped rambling, there'll be a little interlude until 8 o'clock of commercial-free Kiwi music, and then we will be into the 60s show.